everyone. We are in CN Complex in Brossard. My name is Keon, and I'm with.
And I'm Quasi Gordon Mall.
So now we are going to be commentating on the next division, which is Women's C Finals. Number one and number two teams between Cavaliers, who finished with an 8-2 record, coming up against the second seed Turf Titans, who finished with a 7-3 record. So Quasi, what do you expect in this game? The two top teams in Division C for women's.
I'm expecting a really good game. Both teams are kind of similar, new into into FPF. That's the reason why they're playing women's C this year. We have the monster Cavs that literally destroyed Humble in the semi 62, 52-0, 62-0. They had a great game there. And then you have the Turf Titans that ended up beating
She Sparks.
Yeah, She Sparks, and it was a pretty good game. I actually got to watch it. I think they won 18-7. I think it was around like that. So we should have really two good game. We should have a really good game.
Honestly, with these two teams, they were the best at the regular season. One finished the first, one finished second. It is the inaugural Women's C division. We've never really had one before. We've had always Women's A and B. So after this game, we'll actually have the winner and the first ever Women's C champ by the end of it.
Which is pretty cool to kind of be the first team to win a Women's C championship.
Yeah, your team name will be the first on that banner, on that trophy. So with that being said, do you expect this to be a closer game, as Cavaliers did have a blowout win over Humble? Do you think it'll be more of a blowout case, or do you think it'll be a closer matchup?
No, I think it's going to be a closer matchup. I think both defenses are really good. I don't think we're going to have a high-scoring game. I think I'm looking at maybe 18-19. Both teams are going to kind of struggle at the beginning. There's going to be a lot of defensive steps, and then some offensive plays are going to work on each side. And then we're probably going to be looking at maybe a 12 to 6 halftime, and then some team's going to end up maybe going 19 to 12. But I think it's going to be a low-scoring game. I don't think we're gonna pass the 30 point mark.
I would agree. Both teams, they are pretty score-heavy, at least within the division. But again, they both also have strong defenses. Cavaliers only allowing 10 points a game, whereas Turf Titans allow 9.2. So both these teams are very defensive when it comes to getting stops, and they could score points. So this should be pretty close in the end of it. The season series is 2-1 for Turf Titans. Do you think it'll end up potentially 3-1, or you think Cavaliers would get their get back?
I think the Cavaliers are going to get their get back. I think they have enough talent on the team. Again, don't get me wrong, Turf Titans is a great team, but I just think Cavaliers are going to be more well prepared. Being a CJIP and I'm sure they have practices. I'm sure they have good coaching, and they're kind of going to break down what they're going to need to do to win this game. And I think it's going to help out by winning this game tonight.
Nice. I think now the captains just spoke with the head officials, so it shouldn't be too long until we see the action on the field. As this is Women's C in 5v5, so the field is a bit shorter compared to a co-ed or a men's 6v6. And in terms of, if you're new in terms of women's flag, which at this point it's been growing across Canada, 4 downs to hit the midfield, and you start up at the 5-yard line. So whistle just got blown in, so it shouldn't be too long until the action starts with Turf Titans starting with the ball on offense.
Yeah. So the folks that kind of don't realize, Turf Titans and Cavs kind of have similar jerseys. Cavs being blue, Turf Titans being purple. So they kind of look the same. So that's the reason why Turf Titans right now are wearing green pennies. For the folks that kind of don't know, that's the reason why.
So it looks like Kim Lauren, who won quarterback of the year for Turf Titans, threw 33 touchdowns, 5 interceptions, and been sacked 4 times with over 1,600 yards. She's behind center wearing number 4 in green. It looks like you have under center Tiffany Cipollone. And let's see, first ball.
There you go.
Lau Lauren throws it to, looks like it's Rafaela Rinaldi, who is tackled by number 18, Elena Dufour.
So that was a great play from the Cavs. Turf Titans started with all hooks, and Cavs kind of played like a man-to-man. It was a great job by the quarterback for Turf Titans. She kind of got away and was able to complete the pass. I believe we have a flag on the field.
Yeah.
So so there's a holding call for 5 yards. So they're going to go up 5 extra yards, and I believe it's an automatic first down.
So it looks like the first catch was caught by Rafaela Rinaldi. She ended up winning Women's Receiver of the Year. 67 receptions, 727 total yards with 13 touchdowns. And in the playoffs, she had 7 receptions, 61 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Do you expect her to have a really stellar game for Turf Titans, or you feel the Cavaliers defense will defend her well?
I think she's going to have a great game. Again, you can see by the stats that's the reason why she's Reeves of the Year. It's kind of hard to stop a player like her and kind of slow her down. I think the Cavs are going to try to do their best regarding it, but I still think she's going to have a good game.
As you just saw on the replay, Tiffany Cipolone with a catch, and it's making it, I think, third or fourth.
No, I believe we had an automatic first, so it's going to be
automatic with the penalty.
Yeah, so it's going to be second in about 6.
So Lauren has the ball. She's throwing it deep, and it is dropped. I'm trying to see who was that. Perhaps that might have been Sarah Desjardins with the pennies. I don't have the official numbers, but I think that was Sarah Desjardins with the drop there. And in coverage, you had Aurelia Tadier.
Yeah, so Turf Titans decided to go on a go, trying to test the Cavaliers. Turf Titans decided to go with a go, and Cavs did a great job on the stop.
Lola Lorraine has the ball. She throws it to Rafaela Rinaldi, and it is dropped.
All right, so again, Turf Titans tried to have a little concept there. They had to go with a slant underneath, and again, the pass was a bit too far to reach. The ball was a bit too far to reach for the catch. So I think that brings us to third down.
Yeah. So Lau Lauren with the snap. In the field, she throws it to Rafaela Rinaldi, and she makes a catch.
What a
goal by Amy Hughes, short of the touchdown, but she gets it inside, I think, the 5. What a catch there.
What a catch, and that's why she won Receiver of the Year. Back shoulder. To be honest with you, I didn't think she was going to come down with that, but she did a great job. But also, great flag by the Cavs, right? They stopped the touchdown. I believe they tackled her on the 4-yard line. So, great plays, we would say, by both sides of the ball.
So, first and goal now. Lola Lorraine has a snap from Tiffany. Throws it back to the center, and unfortunately dropped by Cipolone.
Yeah, so I believe that's Tiffany, right? Yeah. So again, great route from Tiffany. She kind of did like she was doing a go, and then she kind of slid underneath with an out, and the ball just tipped out, just hit her hands, and she kind of just missed it. But again, great play calling. They have a couple plays to score here, so we're looking at a second down right now.
How would you defend this if you were Cavaliers?
I think you just play lanes across the field, and you try to get them to throw the ball over top of you.
Lola Lorraine with the snap. She's looks like Rafael Rinaldi with the drag underneath. And Amy Hughes thought she had the D flag, but unfortunately it looks like Rinaldi did score. It reached with the ball, and Turf Titans opens the game with a 6-0 lead.
So great concept. I believe she deflagged her way before, at least 2-3 yards. So very generous call by the ref there. But again, it worked. She scored the touchdown, and we have a 6-0 lead right now.
So Turf Titans looking for the 1-point convert. On the season, they are 35%. And it's caught. Looks like that was from Sarah Desjardins. She looked like she bobbled it at first, but she was able to control it and get the catch for the conversion. So 7-0 Turf Titans.
So great play call. And they actually ran the same play back to back. So they ran the first play to score the touchdown. They ran the same play to score the convert because they kind of had the ball around the 5-yard line. But I think it was the 4-yard line, and they went 1 yard back. So they ran the same concept play, and both the plays worked. So they start out being 7-0. So great start from the Turf Titans right now.
So you have Amy Hughes at center, Aurélie Ploud at quarterback, takes a snap. There's a little drag now, and was that Jurlin Constant with a big pass deflection there? I think that might have been. She read the in route perfectly. Almost could have got interception there.
Yeah, that was Jurlin, I think.
Constant?
Yeah, that was Jurlin Constant. So great job from her. She almost could have had a pick 6, and then she could have made her team up on there enough score, but she ended up dropping at the last second.
Luke with the ball, throws it to center Amy Hughes, who has space there, runs for the first, and is tackled by, looks like Jurlin Constant, but not before the first down was made.
So that was a great play call from the Cavs. Now, the first play didn't go as they planned, but again, she went back to her center, ended up catching the ball in the midfield, ended up getting a couple extra yards too. I believe they have a first down now, so they have a first and goal around midfield.
Aurélie Plourde with the ball, throws it to Amy Hughes, tackled by Kira Fentz-Roter, who was Defensive Player of the Year, who ended up with 4 interceptions, 12 pass deflections, and 2 pick sixes. It looks like on the whole team of Turf Titans, they clean sweep with the awards as their quarterback, receiver, two-way player, and defensive were all on their team.
Yeah, so they actually did. I was I was actually looking at that as well too. I was like, how do they all win all the rewards? But they had a great season. That's the reason why they won that.
For sure, all those women were very deserving of their awards. Now Aurélie Plourde with the
That's
ball, throws in the middle. It looked like it was intended for Elena Dufour-Cornoyer, but it was defended well by Cindy Canuel.
Yeah, I don't think Cindy even realized that the ball was kind of coming. I think she figured it was either going to be overthrown or the receiver's going to catch it, but unfortunately it didn't. And that's why Cindy's hands were kind of not in a catching position, more as a batting position. So again, it's a bat down. It does count, and it's a stop for the Turf Titans.
So it looks like they're in a trips formation on the left. Ball snapped. Plourde is looking. And it is dropped by number 21, Kayla Swan. Milena Rinaldi was there for the sack, but she wasn't able to get the flag, which
Yeah.
gave Plourde the opportunity to actually make that ball into the end zone.
Yeah, so that was a great move by her. She avoided the rush. She actually had a lot of time to make the throw. She's been kind of staring in the middle a bit too much, as it makes defenders kind of look at her eyes and kind of close that gap. So she's gonna want to maybe look away from there, and then when she wants to throw the ball, look in the middle.
So yeah, Plourde with the ball, throws it across to Amy Hughes, and tackled by Cindy Canuel. Looks like she got the ball first in the rotation, but she is slow to get up. She's able to be on her own power, but it looks like she might need to take at least a player or two off. It looked like it could have been knee on knee there.
Yeah, it looks like it was a bit neon knee there. Unfortunately, she got up. She seems like she's fine. She's actually gonna. She's. Looks like she's walking to the
Yeah.
bench. Maybe she's gonna get some. Maybe she's gonna drink of water. Maybe cool off a bit. Walk it off a bit. It seems like it's her ankle. I believe that was actually
Yeah, that was
turnover.
fourth down,
Yeah, that was
so-
turnover on down. So great job by Turf Titans. Now they are able to get the ball and maybe capitalize on this.
Lorraine has a snap. She is looking, throws it to Rafaela Rinaldi, and unfortunately the ball was a bit low there.
Yeah, so low ball there, but again, they're in control right now. So nice and easy. It was a manageable pass, but again, they're gonna have to huddle up, get a play going, and try to make this a successful pass on second down.
Kwesi, what do you see from the not Champlain, sorry, but the Cavaliers defense in terms of what should they be doing in terms of stopping Rinaldi or at least containing her to a degree? What a catch though.
Yeah, that was a great catch. A bit too physical from number 18 from the Cavaliers. I believe that is.
Dufour-Cornoyer.
Okay.
She was in the right spot, but the contact looked like Sarah Desjardins was there first with the catch. Credits to her for holding on to it in that contact.
Yeah, exactly. So again, it kind of good plays on both sides. Just a bit too physical on one side. Where again, guys, this is flag. You can barely have any contact, and usually when there is contact, it's gonna get called. To answer your quote, actually, we'll go with Turf Titans on the first down here.
Yeah, Lorraine has the ball, throws it to Rafaela Rinaldi, and it is broken up by, try and get the number.
I believe
Is
that's.
that Charlotte Susi? I can't see the number. If it's
Yeah, I think that's Charlotte Susi with the
Number
with the
12?
bandana.
Yeah.
That's Charlotte Susi. So again, for the Cavaliers, it seems like they're playing man to man. They're playing a lot of different defenses. They're kind of just shooting whatever they could do right now.
Lorraine with the ball, throwing it deep again.
That's a pick.
And
Oh.
that was towards Sarah Desjardins, but it looked like more that Aurelia Tadier was the receiver on that play.
So
And Desjardins was playing more DB on that.
Yeah, exactly. She was kind of trying to back down the ball at this point. But you can see right now the Cavs look like they have momentum right now. A lot of their defense calls is pretty good. Anything when there's a drag coming underneath, their other play on the opposite side is calling it. The deep, they have the deep covered. They're doing a great job right now on their defensive calls.
I believe this is second down, so Lorraine is going to get the snap. She's looking. She's looking for the out route from Rinaldi. Unfortunately, incomplete there.
Yeah,
Oh,
so we have
down.
fourth down. Yeah, we have fourth down. So again, Cavs are right on it. Every single pass that Turf Titans has thrown in this drive, you had a Cavs defender right on them. So it seems like they're getting they're getting a hang cup of stuff. Turf Titans do a lot of drags underneath. It looks like it's drag left, drag right. They always have two people going underneath, one over top, and a dig in the middle. And it seems like the Cavs are kind of getting a hang of it early on. They even also have a double rusher to kind of say if the snapper goes left, the other rusher kind of just shoots down.
Lorraine with the snap on fourth down, throws it to the boundaries, caught by Sarah Desjardins, tackled by Aurelia Dadier, but not before the first down. Looks like she advanced to maybe the 11 to 12-yard line.
So that was a great play call from Turf Titans. That was a great catch by her. Seems like Cavaliers were in I want to say a 1-4. No, I want to say a 3 lock. So the corners kind of locked the receiver, and she kind of as the defender. She kind of stepped up. She kind of stepped back a bit too far, and by the time she knew it, the corner was thrown, and Turf Titans have a first down.
So Turf Titans looking to take on the lead with a 7-0 lead currently at the moment. Roughly 7 minutes on the clock until half.
So this is a new formation we have here. It's more like a bunch inside the middle on the snap. We're going to see here. First,
Lorraine with the ball, throws it to Rinaldi, and looks like that is defended well by, let's see, who's that? It's on the other side of the field.
I think that was that was Charlotte, I believe.
Charlotte Soucy.
Yeah, that was Charlotte Soucy, the one with the bandana. She has the white bandana across her head. So again, great play by her, because if she doesn't get a hand up there, that's definitely going to be a touchdown. So we have second down right now.
Lorraine with the ball. Oh, she evades the rush, throws it to the center and Cipollone. Unfortunately, that wasn't caught, but great on Lorraine for getting through the rush there.
Yeah, great job for her. She avoided it. She kind of, again, she had some time before throwing that ball. She kind of threw it. She's very fortunate that tip didn't go in the air longer, because the Cavs definitely could have capitalized and got a pick. But again, they live to see an air day, and we get to see a third down here from Turf Titans.
Exactly. This is a key third down possession.
So we have under the snap here again. This is kind of something new. Maybe we'll see a run here. She kind of throws it.
Oh, throws it through.
Oh,
that was Daphne Valiquette, unfortunately, with the drop. That was, like you said, it was Rinaldi under center who pitched it back to Lorraine. Unfortunately, Valiquette wasn't able to catch that.
That was a great play call. A lot of the times when that happens, you think the person that gets that pitch and kind of throws it back is going to run it, and the corner was kind of looking a bit at her, and she didn't step up as much as Turf Titans wanted. But again, it was a drop. So fortunately for Cavaliers that they got away with that one there.
So Lorraine with the ball, eyeing the field, throws it towards either miscommunication between Rinaldi, or that could have been a throwaway. But on fourth down, Cavaliers get the stop, get the ball back at their 5. Now they could go trying to score to tie the game.
Yeah, so that was a great job from the Cavaliers. From start to finish, they had one kind of a bust there where they got beat on that counter route. But other than that, they're playing a great defensive drive. They had a great defensive drive there, and that's the reason why their defense got a stop.
Looks like bunch formation for Cavaliers on their side. Plour with the ball, looking, throws it. Unfortunately, it was over the head of Kayla Swan, who did have space there. She did catch it, but the ball seemed a bit over her head.
Yeah, very fortunate for that, because if it was just a bit further up, that definitely would have been interception for Turf Titans. So again, good play calling for the Cavs. They did have a wide open receiver, just the quarterback didn't have enough touch to throw it to her. So hopefully in second down over here, again, we have a trips to the left side. They can make something work.
Yeah, Aurélie Plourde with the snap, a bit to her right, but she throws it to the middle, and a bit low for number 18 Dufour Cornoyer.
Yeah, so here we go again. Great play calling, right? She threw the ball into the zone that was wide open. Unfortunately, this was kind of underthrown. So hopefully she could kind of. It seems like she's kind of off of her footing there. Again, that was kind of the snap was a bit to the left side, so maybe that kind of got the play off from the start. But the reads are there. The ball just has to get there.
Exactly. So Plour with the ball is looking for her center, Amy Hughes, and unfortunately, it is not caught. You had Kira Fent-Roter there as well as Urlin Constant, both there in case she made the catch, but Amy Hughes was not able to make the grab.
Yeah, so right now the Cavs are kind of struggling getting a completion pass. We're looking at Fort down here. So again, you don't want to do too much in 5-on-5 for 5-on-5 women's. On turnover downs, the ball goes back to the 5-yard line, so you don't want to throw a pick here or force something that's unnecessary.
Exactly. So throwing it deep, she had one of her players open there. Unfortunately, was not the timing did not match. It was Charlotte Susi. Unfortunately, was not able to make the grab. So Turf Titans gets the ball back with just under 3 minutes until the half is done. So how do you expect Turf Titans, Kwesi, to handle the last 3 minutes of the half?
Well, sorry, I was just trying to see what the ref was saying. I think they just have to kind of do what they did the first drive, kind of hit those slants left, slants right, get the ball out a bit faster because the Cavs are catching on. I think if they could do that, they could be able to, right? They could be able.
Lorraine threw a nice ball, but unfortunately it wasn't caught, and that, if I believe that was definitely Valiquette.
Yes.
Wasn't able to come up with it.
So right there, when I was kind of getting at, continue doing your slants left, slants right, but you gotta be able to catch that ball. Yards are critical, especially in women's, because it's midfield for a first down. So right there, that takes away 5-6 yards, and now we're looking at a second down.
Exactly. So Lorraine under center gets a snap. Those are quick to Rinaldi, but is quickly deflagged by Dufour Cornoyer.
Yeah, so right there, she kind of double clutched that catch there. But it's a catch. It's the start of momentum. Starting things going. You kind of can see that she hasn't caught a ball for a while, so kind of get her going. That's her receive of the year. It's kind of like those small little things that you don't. It's just those small little things that kind of have to happen for the big things to happen. So far, good job on the Turf Titans. Take the easy things.
Exactly. It's third down now. You have Pro Clock on your side. Lorraine with the ball. Looking like, rusher was Charlotte Susi, but you would have number 13, Mavi Kalianiotis, with the deflection there as well.
Yeah, so that was a great job for number 13. The ball literally almost just went right into her hand. She kind of put her hands out the last second. Instead of going for a pick, she went for a bat down. But great job from the Cavs. Great job for the rush as well. She's not giving her that much time to make any throws. So we have a bunch system here.
Lorraine takes a snap, looking to Rinaldi, and she is wide open there. Tackled by number 21, Kayla Swan.
Yeah, so great play calling from Turf Titans. They kind of went with that bunch system. They went with the two. I want to say they did two corners. We're gonna go look back here. Yeah, it seems like they did double corner, and Cavs kind of just had two players going on one, and it just made the field wide open on the left side. And that's the reason why they got a wide open receiver.
So it looks like they're lining up in trips actually on the left side of Lorraine. She takes a snap. She's looking at Tiffany. Unfortunately, it was an incomplete pass.
Yeah, so it seems like they did a kind of an ISO on one side to try to get their snapper wide open. Unfortunately, it didn't really look as open as they wanted to be. But again, she ended up throwing the ball out of bounds, and they live to see us. They live to see other day.
Yeah. How do you defend this if you're Cavaliers? Just over a minute, you're down 7.
I think you just play a high-low and you just don't get beat over top. I think you have to try to make sure the Turf Titans are going to grind for every single yard. You don't want to give anything too easy, especially anything over the top for a touchdown.
Not with this snap, Rinaldi is unable to hold on to the ball.
Yeah.
Time does stop. We're just over a minute, 1:01 left in the first half.
Yeah, so right there, that was a draw from Turf Titans. You know, it wasn't not the best thing, but again, Cavs was right there. Even if she made that catch, it would have been maybe for 2-3 yards. So the Cavs have the right system going for them. You know, if they're gonna beat us, just make sure they don't beat us for anything over top and play everything underneath. So I like the system that they're doing right now. We have actually an under snap again for Turf Titans right here.
Yeah, it looks like Ronaldo's going to take it under snap. Pitches it off to Lorrain, who is going to run it, but is quickly tackled by number 18, Dufour Cornoyer.
Yeah, so again, they ran a similar play to that, but she ended up throwing the ball. This time she kept it and she went for a run. So I believe we have a fourth down now, fourth and about I want to say about 11 or 12 yards. Hopefully, this is pretty much a big down here because if they can score, they go up by 12. If they don't score, it gives Cavs the ball back and only bring down by 7.
Exactly. So Lorrain takes the snap on fourth down. She is looking for Rinaldi, who it looks like wide open, and she drops it, unfortunately. Yes, the defender was in the vicinity, but that looked like a catch that Rinaldi wishes she had back.
Yeah, there's a lot of drops right now from Turf Titans. That's something they're going to have to clean up in the second half. They easily could be up by at least 3 touchdowns, at least 2. So right now they have way too many drops that I think that they want, and they're definitely going to have to clean up in the second half.
With 19 seconds, Aurélie Plourde with the snap. She's looking. She looks like she's looking for it out. And it's incomplete. Her intended target was number 12, Charlotte Soucy.
Yeah, so Charlotte Soucy went out for a wheel there. It wasn't exactly open. That's why she kind of she went to a point where she threw the ball to only where her receiver could have caught it, which is a great read from her because if she underthrew that, definitely would have been a pick, and that would have put her team in a very awkward situation with 14 seconds left. So again, she ended up overthrowing it to a place where only the receiver has, and now we have second down in a trips concept for Cavs.
Plourde with the ball. Snapped a bit right, but she contains it. Throws it to Soucy, who was tackled immediately by Fence Rotor.
So they call the timeout. I believe that's their first timeout of the half. So it gives them about maybe 2 plays if they're lucky. It should be 2 plays. So they're going to have to try to do something here to at least cut the field maybe in half and then go for the end zone. Yeah, in the last play of the half, and they have to make sure they do this in less than 6 seconds. Because if they do, they technically could get a catch with the time being at 0, and they're going to be guaranteed a last play. But if they do take 6 seconds at timeout, if they take 6 seconds where they don't score a touchdown, that timeout is going to be kind of a waste.
Yeah. What type of routes are you expecting to see on this play, especially with 6 seconds left on the clock?
I would just go triple seams, and then just out from the snapper, maybe a 5-6 yard out where she could get some yards. Something just to get them maybe around midfield because Turf Titans are going to play pretty deep. So they're backing up. You have your snapper wide open.
Throws it across the middle, caught by Charlotte Soucy, who was tackled by Kira Fence Rotor, and it's inbounds. Did she get the first? I think by the end of it, it is halftime, unfortunately. So
yeah, that's kind of weird. I'm not exactly sure how much time was left, but the clock should have stopped after they got the first down. The clock should have stopped automatically. She did pass midfield, so maybe that was a bit of a clocking management, or maybe there wasn't exactly 6 seconds left. Maybe there was maybe like 3-4, because I felt like she made the first down and she got the flag with at least a second left. So that's also something to kind of look at. But again, maybe the timing was a bit different. But yeah, so we're going to the half. We're going to the half with Cavs up by 7.
So how do you feel? It's a 7-0 game. Like we mentioned earlier before the game started, that defense could play a factor, and it's clearly 7-0. Only 1 touchdown by Rinaldi. How do you feel that this is going for both sides?
So kind of what I was kind of saying, that defense, we're going to see a lot of defense here. I do have to say that Turf Titans do have a lot of drops. This game easily could have been 18-0 at this point, or at least 12-0. So if Turf Titans kind of could clean up their dropping, they're definitely going to score. They're going to score some touchdowns. And Cavs kind of have to get their offense going. We didn't really see much from them. Their defense has been on the field for, I want to say, a good majority of this half. So we're going to have to see Cavs, their offense, kind of getting a drive going. And then we're hopefully going to see more offensive drives from both sides of the field with less drops and just Cavs actually having a drive on offense.
Do you think in the second half we're going to see perhaps like an interception, or do you just find a mediocre score and like fourth down stops?
I believe we're going to get some interceptions. Cavs have a lot of bat downs. I believe maybe 3 or 4 where it could have been interceptions as well. I think the Turf Titans are going to continue doing the same offense they're doing, and because of that, they are going to get a situation where they're going to throw a ball where a ball should have been thrown. So I feel like we're going to get at least an interception from the Cavs, but I also do feel like Turf Titans are going to get interceptions too. So I think we're going to see 2 interceptions and a couple more turnovers going into the second half.
I would say for Turf Titans, especially, they have a lot of pass deflections throughout the season. They're really active. These women are really active when it comes to like any ball that's being thrown their way. They get interceptions, but as well as they do get bat downs. So they haven't been too active as much as I would have expected. But honestly, it could be with the Cavaliers' offense hasn't been playing to what they're normally used to.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's probably one of the big factors. And the fact is, you have to think about it. Turf Titans, it's still 7-0. Their defense hasn't allowed any points. So at the end of the day, that's pretty good in my books. If you're I know we're kind of looking to see how the game is, but if you're kind of just looking at the stats now and you see 7-0, you think they're doing a great job. And I'm pretty sure they're going into this halftime realizing there's only 0 points scored, so they're pretty happy with it.
Exactly. I have one question though, because for the Cavaliers roster, when you look at it like throughout the regular season, they had a lot of players on their roster, a lot of women that suited up for them. However, when it comes to playoffs, you can only play if you have 5 games eligible. They actually had 5 players that only played 4 games, so that also takes to a part of them not having the players eligible for playoffs. Do you think with the shrinked roster that actually affects them, at least especially with this game?
Yeah, I think it kind of does. I believe I think they lost some of their big defenders, big defensive players that they're not going to have during this game. I think they had a lead receiver. I think her name was Eloise. Eloise, I think.
Eloise Vio.
Yeah, I think that was their one of their top defenders. I think she only had 4 games played. I think if they had her, she's a ball hawk of a player. I think if they had her, it would help out a bit. But I do think it's kind of weird that they only had 4 players. They had so many players in only 4 games. Maybe they didn't realize that they need to have 5, but it is what it is, and they have to. They're going in what they have.
Exactly, and again, you're only be able to play with the competition in front of you, and they have the players set for eligibility that's on the field. So second half is about to start now with Cavaliers with the ball, Aurélie Plourde with the ball, and defended by Aurélie Constant. Might have been a bit of contact there, but there was no call on the play.
Yeah.
Intended target was Charlotte Soucy.
I think because she hit the ball before she made contact, it was kind of like a free game. You can see that she.
It's close.
It's close. Yeah, I think maybe they could have caught a flag because they literally got a flag got called on them, kind of with the same situation. So, I guess sometimes that's a 50-50.
Exactly. Plourde with the ball. Rinaldi doesn't get the sack, but it is thrown to the vicinity of Cindy Canuel, and unfortunately, she drops the interception.
Yeah. So again, we had a great juke by the quarterback, and she had time. You can see that she has time. She has time to throw the ball. She kind of holds her step. The rusher kind of just also gives up, and she kind of just throws the ball away right to Cindy's hands, where she's not able to capitalize and get that interception that I was kind of talking about that we were supposed to see. So we have third down here.
Plourde with the ball, throws it in the vicinity of Amy Hughes. Kira Fent-Roter did not touch the ball there, but she did make an impact towards the ability of Amy Hughes even catching that for the incompletion.
Yeah, I think she did a great job. The ball was a pretty good ball thrown, because if she throws that anywhere more inside, that could be a pick 6 or definitely a pick. So even though the defender didn't touch the ball, she was in a great position in a defensive stance to kind of be to a point where if you're gonna have to throw this ball where your receiver is not comfortable catching it.
So Plourde with the ball, looking up. Rinaldi doesn't get the sack once again, and the ball's thrown in double coverage towards number 21, Kayla Swan. And unfortunately for them, it was not picked off, but rather incomplete.
They're very fortunate that wasn't a safety. Again, she avoids the rush. She does have a lot of time. She ends up throwing it. The ball's kind of doesn't come out the way that she wants it to be, and she throws into double coverage. So great job by Turf Titans, coming out super aggressive, having their 4 stops right off the bat, and getting the ball back for the offense.
So Turf Titans has the ball. First drive of the second half, it's 7-0 that they lead. Lorraine with the ball.
So we have a drag concept right here.
And that is read like a book by Dufour Cornier, who had the season with 6 pass deflections and 4 interceptions, as well as being an all-star. She made a play right there.
Yeah, she did a great job. She kind of there again. Turf Titans are predictable at this point. Cavs kind of know what they're doing, and that's why she was able to get there just when she did.
So Lorraine with the ball on second down. Looking for the drag, is not there. Evades the rush, gets it to Rinaldi, and it's tackled by Kayla Swan.
And again, Cavs all over it. They took away the first read. They took away the second read. Good job from the quarterback kind of rolling out and making a play. Because if she doesn't roll out, it's definitely, I think it's a safety if she doesn't move her feet. So great job by her avoiding the sack and getting a completed pass for our offense. And we're looking at a third down at about, I would say, 12 or 13 yards here.
Yeah, Lorraine with the snap. She's looking to Rinaldi. Rinaldi does catch it and is tackled by Tadier. I have a question, Kwesi. As we've been noticing with both rushers, whether Charlotte Susi or Milana Rinaldi, they've been getting to each respective quarterbacks, but not getting the sacks, especially for both women, getting them within safety range, but not getting the sack there. What do you have to say about that?
So I think both rushers right now are kind of going at the quarterback full speed. There's not really a breakdown. They're kind of just getting there really super fast, but there's no breakdown. I think the first one to break down is going to have a huge impact on the team with getting a sack.
And Lorraine is looking for Rinaldi, unfortunately incomplete.
And that was fourth down.
Exactly.
Yeah. So Cavs defense stepped up as well too, right? Turf Titans only got 2 completed passes there, but one was for, I believe 2 yards, other one was for 3 yards. So great job for the Cavs to get back their offense the ball. And here we go. We get to see Cavs offense strike again to see if they can put some points on the board.
How do you find if Plur gets the ball moving, as it hasn't seemed like she's been able to move the ball often with the ball?
Yeah, I think she's kind of struggling.
Oh, but it's caught by Amy Hughes right away. That was honestly a great catch.
Yeah, great catch, but great catch.
I think
well, we're
was
looking
tackled
at
by Samora Fantasako, the 2-way player of the year.
So right now we're kind of looking at a debate here from the ref, kind of saying, I don't think he realized that she deflagged her where she did. So they're just trying to get where the ball should be. But great job from the Cavs here, getting a drive. I believe they're past midfield, so they're gonna have 4. No, they're actually second and 1.
Yeah, exactly.
So they have a couple free plays here where they don't kind of have to stress. They kind of can do something that's gonna.
Yeah, Plur throws it outside to Susi, but unfortunately she isn't able to make the grab. Fentroter was there in case of the catch with the tackle, but no catch was made.
Yeah, so that's not the worst thing. Again, we're looking at third down and about 1. A lot of people like to use this as an advantage, right? It's not the hardest thing to get 1 yard, so you try to get a play going that's going to get you maybe like about 4 to about 10 yards, something you can use as an advantage, because a lot of defense decides to give you things that are shorter than compared to giving you something over the top on a third down and 1.
In a bunch formation, Plur with the ball, throws in the middle to number 21, Kayla Swan, and it's tackled by Fentroter, roughly inside the 10.
Yeah, so great play calling there. The middle of the field is open, and I think the Cavs are starting to realize that the middle of the field is open, and that's 2 plays right now that they do attack, and they do get a huge chunk of yards from it. So hopefully that's maybe that's something that we're going to keep seeing here on the next couple drives. But we have a huge first down from them. I believe it's first and about 6 or 7.
Yeah, it's
7
right
yards.
outside red zone, so maybe 7.5.
Yeah, so good drive right now, first down.
Plur with the ball. She's looking for a center. Amy Hughes is there. She does make the catch short of the end zone. Definitely inside the 5. I would say around the 1.
Yeah, about the 1. Again, generous call. I think she stepped out of bounds a bit before that.
Yeah. They gave it to her in the 1, but yeah, it's possible she stepped. It's hard to see without like the official lines in 5v5.
Yeah. For some reason, are they saying fourth down or are they saying second down? I'm very confused. I thought Leo had a fourth down sign. I could be wrong.
So 1 yard to score. Plucht with the ball. She look at Amy Hughes in the corner, and it's the even though that was intended for Amy Hughes, Cindy Canuel had her body in front of it. She might have not intended it, but she got the deflection that it needed. So
Yeah, and that was actually fourth down. So the first play that they did catch, they ended up getting a first down. They did three down. They did 3 plays to get to the 1 yard line, and then they got it incomplete. So turnover by the Cavs, and Turf Titans get back the ball.
yeah, Lorraine with the ball and a bunch formation to Rinaldi. She looked like she had a gap there, but it was a bit overthrown. Maybe a bit of miscommunication, or maybe it was just a bad ball.
Yeah. So again, it's a play call they've done before. They did both the corner routes from the inside receivers, and then the two outside receivers do comebacks. So they're kind of going back into deep in their playbook. They're going back to plays that kind of work because I think they realized that the drags underneath are not cutting it now.
Yeah, Lorraine with the snap. She looks like she had Daphne Valiquette there, but that could have been almost been a throwaway.
Yeah,
as well.
it kind of did look a throwaway. She ended up having two receivers in the same facility, and one defender was able to cover it. And then her deep route, I think it was a 7 yard in. It was well covered as well, and the deep was covered as well. So right now the Cavs are doing a great job reading the Turf Titans offense.
It's third down, Lorraine with the ball. She's looking at Rinaldi, gets it to Rinaldi in space, but great tackle by Amy Hughes for 1 yard.
Yeah, so right now the Cavs look good. Again, Turf Titans defense also look good as well, but the Cavs look like they know what they're doing. It seems like Turf Titans are kind of struggling to even get it a yard or try to get the ball out of their hands. So we have a big fourth down here from the Turf Titans.
Yeah, Lorraine is scanning her playbook, gets the ball on fourth down, scanning the field. And she is sacked by Charlotte Susie for a safety.
Yeah, so that's a safety. That's something that we're kind of looking at. I kind of said the first person was going to actually break down and kind of get the sack, was going to make a big impact for their team, and you can see it right there. Huge safety for the Cavs. Right now, their offense also, they're coming off getting stopped on the 1 yard line. So offensive wise, they had it going. Let's see if they're able to attack the middle of the field, something that's been working for most of the game, and it's kind of wide open. Turf Time's kind of been giving them. So let's see if they kind of go back to the middle of the field to kind of get this drive going.
That was a big sack by Charlotte Susie. 7-2 score for Turf Titans, but with Cavaliers with the ball, Plucht with the ball. She's scanning the middle of the field. Unfortunately, it is not caught there. Her intended target was number 18, Dufour Cornoyer.
Yeah, so again, middle of the field. Right now, the Cavs seem like they have this figured out. Attack middle of the field, act like you're kind of going to hit something on the outside, come back into the middle, let the play develop. Unfortunately, there, the ball was kind of underthrown a bit. That's where we have it incomplete. But they have the recipe to kind of get the offense going, so they're going to have to get a completion in this drive here.
So Plucht gets the ball on second down. She's looking towards the middle of the field again, and it's caught by Susie. And it looks like it was flagged by Fantasako.
Yeah, so great flag from her. Again, if she misses that flag, there's a couple extra yards that they could get there. But again, Cavs attacking the middle of the field. I'm surprised Turf Titans haven't realized and adjusted their defense and kind of get someone to kind of just sit there. If you get someone to kind of sit into that facility, that ball is either going to get picked off or it's going to be a bat down. And right now they're not adjusting. They're kind of playing the same defense they're doing, and I'm curious to see if they're going to make an adjustment.
It looks like it's 3rd and 2 now, and a bunch formation for Cavaliers. Plucht with the ball. Throwing in the middle again. Unfortunately, Kayla Swan is not able to come up with it. It looked like Jacqueline Costin with the deflection there.
Yeah, so Costin kind of ran with her. She kind of kept her inside. On the right side of the field, there was two receivers wide open, but again, I think she kind of kept with the format of hitting the middle of the field, and that's the reason why there was a bat down there. So we have fourth down here, 4th and 2.
Yeah, Blue with the snap. There's a drag underneath. It's caught by number 18, Dufour Noyi, and it was and who made the tackle was number 8,
Yeah.
Kira Fence Roter,
So
but not
big-
before the first down
Yeah,
was made.
so big tackle, good first down from the Cavs. It kind of gets the drive continue going. That was fourth down. So big job on the Cavs and good job on Turf Tide as well, because right now they got the first down right on the line. So Cavs are going to have a long way to score a touchdown starting at the mid of the field.
So if you're Cavaliers at this point, there's roughly 7 minutes left in this game. You haven't scored a touchdown yet, and you have 4 downs here. Is this basically like touchdown or bust?
I don't think it's touchdown or bust, just because how good their defense is playing right now.
And that is caught by Amy Hughes in roughly the middle of the field again.
Yeah. So yeah, no, they kind of understand what to do. Attack the middle of the field. Attack the middle of the field. It's gonna come to a point though when they get into the red zone, which they're pretty close now, that the middle of the field gets really crowded. So they're gonna have to tackle. They're gonna have to attack more to the sideline. But I don't think it's even if they get stopped here. I think their defense that's been doing great. I think there's enough time for the defense to come back on the field, make a stop, and give their offense a chance to score again.
Blue with the ball.
So she had underneath.
Scanning, and that interception was dropped by Cindy Canuel. But again, I don't know who that ball was for. Maybe it was for Amy Hughes underneath, or maybe it could have been for Dufour Noyi over top. But it looked like there was enough Turf Titan defenders there where I don't know if that ball should have been thrown there.
No, that ball definitely shouldn't have not been thrown there. She had a wide receiver wide open underneath. She could have had a check down and easily could have got maybe about 4 or 5 yards. Instead, she ends up getting incomplete, and we're looking at a third down here. This is a huge third down for the Cavaliers.
So Plilt is looking at her playbook, takes a snap, is looking underneath initially as a first read, aims it for Amy Hughes, but Sydney Canuel plays the ball perfectly for the deflection. If she put her hands on that for the catch, she could have been gone for a pick 6 there.
Yeah, she definitely had a pick 6 there. Again, but she had bat down in her mind. You could see the ball when the ball was thrown. I don't think she kind of maybe she didn't realize that the ball was going to be thrown. So it kind of maybe caught her off guard. That's why she kind of came with her hands being batted compared to her hands being out for a pick. But again, great job from her. She ended up getting that bat down, and now we're looking at a fourth down and about 7 yards for the Cavs here.
Plilt with the snap. She's looking towards the end zone to number 1, Amy Hughes, and it's caught for the touchdown.
Yeah, so huge play again, middle of the field. It's very close there. Maybe if they're able to get a flag, she would have been short, but unfortunately didn't grab the flag. So Cavs get a touchdown here. They go up by 1. I believe they're going to go for 1 here to be up by 2. But again, it's not going to. I don't think this is going to matter as much. It's going to be a who's it's going to be to a point where if Cavs defense can step up again and get a stop.
So Plilt gets the ball for the conversion, looking for Amy Hughes, and might have been just underthrown, but also looked like it was defended well by Jacqueline Constant and Samora Fantasako, who each of them might have actually had a hand on it as well.
Yeah, it seems like I think it was maybe tipped a bit, or it was a really tight window. It was a good read though. It was technically there, but again, great job on the Cavs. They got the touchdown they wanted, right? They need that touchdown. Their defense has been playing lights out starting the second half, where the Turf Titans, I don't think they drove down the field once instead of that first drive that they had. Other than that, they've been not doing much.
Yeah,
so you have the drag underneath right now.
To Daphne Valiquette, who does make the grab this time, and she roughly for 5-6 yards she makes it. So
that's actually a huge catch. Even though it's only for 4 or 5 yards, it brings momentum to the Turf Titans right now. They've been struggling in the second half where they weren't able to get a lot of yards. Most of their catches have been for 2 or maybe 1 yard. There's a 4 or 5 yard gain right there. So that's a huge start of this drive.
So Lodonghai takes a snap. Looks like her first read is in there. Gets it to Rinaldi, and it's tackled by number 13, Kalianiotis.
Again, great job from the quarterback. She avoided the sack because that could have been costly. If she got sacked there, that would have hurt. That would have been most likely a situation where they probably would have turned the ball over after coming down to a third down and long. So now they have a third down manageable. I think it's about 6-7 yards.
Yeah. Lorraine with the snap. She's looking at Ronaldo, who isn't there. She throws it across, and it's caught. Looks like that was caught by Sarah Desjardins. A great diving effort there for making sure the ball doesn't hit the turf.
Yeah, to be honest with you, I thought that ball was going to be overthrown. I didn't even think she was going to throw it to a receiver. I thought it was kind of just going to be a fourth down, a 4th and 7. Instead, we're looking at a first down in about 12, 13 yards to score a touchdown here. So great job from her.
That was a key first down. High snap, but it's caught by Lorraine. Throws it to Rinaldi, who is caught, but tackled by number 18, Dufour Cornoyer.
So bad snap. Great job from the quarterback, batting it down and kind of catching it, then rolling out to her right, making a crazy throw to a receiver for about 7 or 8 yards. So here we go. Turf Titans are driving down the field. Second down, about to catch a snap.
Lorraine with the snap. She is
We got rusher interference here.
There with a flag.
Ooh,
it is defended, but there is a flag there on the play.
Yeah, so it's going to be interference on the snapper because the rusher does get a clear way. The rusher does get a clear way path, so that this should be on the Turf Titans, being as the snapper gone the way as the rusher. So I think we're going to be going about 5 yards back here.
It looks like head official is talking to Cavaliers in terms of what they want to do on that play. And as you were right, Quasi, it looks like it was interference on the rusher.
Yeah. So most of the time, so the folks that don't know, usually when a rusher ends up getting hit, the flag is most likely always going to be on the offensive team. The rusher always gets he gets a right a path most of the time on a straight line. So if you end up having any contact with that player, it ends up being a flag on the team that has the contact.
So the ball is placed right now at the 6-yard line. And I think there is decisions if they want to challenge by the coach of Turf Titans.
So I think he's maybe trying to challenge to see where exactly she was and if she was moving alongside the rusher, if she made a step to the left, step to the right. Because it comes to the point, if you're a rusher and you decide to take a step to the left, you don't get your immunity compared to running to a straight line. So I think maybe
it looks like they did set up the challenge on Turf Titans.
Yeah, so it seems like I believe they're challenging that the fact that she didn't keep to her line.
Okay. Once we get a replay, we kind of could look at this to see how did that play unfold.
Yeah, exactly. So I believe that's what they're challenging. So we should see it soon. Here we go. Here's the here's the replay. So she's running straight. I think she's on top of the snapper. I don't think she's giving the 2 yards to the left or 2 yards to the right. I think she's lined up on the snapper.
But then with Lorraine rolling right away, doesn't that give the rusher her straight line there, or how does that work?
It does, but the snapper does have to line up to the left or to the right. So you can see that the rusher is lined up straight on the snapper. She doesn't give her any type of distance going to the left, to the right.
That's very true.
I believe the rule is the rusher has to have 2 steps to the right side or 2 steps to the left side from where the ball is snapped. And I don't believe that she's 2 yards to the right or 2 yards to the left. She's maybe half a yard to the right side.
Yeah, so 100% with the replay. It looks like the snapper is straightly in front of the rusher, which it doesn't give the snapper a chance to go either way.
Yeah, that's exactly it. So I believe that's what they're challenging right now.
So with this, I think time is stopped. It says 1:55 on the clock.
Yeah, so
with this the call, basically, Turf Titans has to score.
Yeah, but the problem is with the call, if the call goes reverse and it goes on the Cavs, you get, I guess you get half distance going up. So they're gonna have the ball on the 3rd yard line, and automatic first down. So they're going to have a minute 55 seconds to score a touchdown with 4 plays to do so. So that's going to be a huge momentum switch compared to the flag being on the Turf Titans where you would have saw a 3rd and 6. So we're going from either first and goal at the 3 or 3rd and 6. Third and 6 with, 3rd down and 6 yards to go.
Yeah, looks like the call has been made.
Yeah.
So as you were saying, Quasi, the rusher was not in the rush zone. So for those who don't know, in the finals, you have an opportunity to challenge. You sacrifice a timeout, but if you're successful, you keep that timeout for an extra challenge down the line. So for Turf Titans, that challenge went successful as the rusher did not give the center a space of yards on either side.
Yeah. So again, it seems like they picked up the flag. So they called. I don't know if they called any flag because he said that the rusher wasn't in her zone. So it seems like it's 2nd down and 6. So it's not a
because it was an incomplete pass.
Yeah, exactly. So it seems like they didn't get the flag, but nothing else. Nothing else happened after that.
Lorraine with the snap. Rinaldi's
Just
running
a
underneath. She is
drag.
wide open. Makes a catch and reaches for the touchdown for Turf Titans to take a 13-8 lead.
So again, great play call from Turf Titans. They've been doing it all year. It was an easy drag across the field. It seems like the Cavaliers tried to switch some things up because she was wide open. Literally, she caught the ball and she was able to walk through the touchdown. So we got a touchdown here. We have 8-13. So Turf Titans, I believe they're going to go for 1. Just in case the Cavs score, we're going to be looking at a tie game. The Cavs would have to get a 1-point convert to either win. So right now they're trying to put some insurance on this 1-point convert.
Yeah, so Lorraine with the ball for the 1-point conversion. She is throwing it to the back of the end zone. Unfortunately, it's over the head of Daphne Valiquette.
Just overthrown. To be honest, going down the line, that could have been a huge convert. We're going to find out in a minute and 50 seconds from the Cavaliers here. They have one last drive to see if they're able to drive down the field, score a touchdown, and potentially be your women's C champion.
Lining up in bunch formations. Aurélie Plourde with the ball under center. 150 down by 5. Takes the ball.
So look in
He's
the
looking
middle of the field
once again. And it's caught by number 21, Kayla Swan.
There you
Tackled
go.
by Fence Roter. If you're Turf Titans, how have you not adjusted towards the middle of the field?
I'm keeping someone in the middle of the field, and they're not even moving. They're just going to stand there. Anything you see across you just jump it. But again, Cavs realize that they're not adjusting, so when something's not breaking.
Blue throws it to Amy Hughes. Unfortunately, a bit too tall for that. Pass incomplete. It's 3rd down for Cavaliers.
Yeah, so that's unfortunate. That was not intercepted. She kind of threw that towards 2 Turf Titans defenders. That should have been an easy interception, but she's lucky. She's lucky enough that it wasn't there, and we're looking at a 3rd and about, I want to say, 10 yards.
Yep, 3rd and 10. If you're Turf Titans, again, you know that a lot of times it's been going intermediate in the middle of the field. Do you see with how they're lined up, are they kind of prepared for that right now?
Yeah, it seems like they are. I would try to hit something underneath on the right side, like a drag coming underneath on the right side. But they're going back in the
with
middle.
The ball, she's throwing it over top, and it's picked off. Interception is made, if not mistaken. That's Urlin Constant with the interception. The first interception of the day from either team. That might be the nail in the coffin. There's still time. A minute and 10 seconds left. But with Turf Titans up by 5 with that big interception, what do we do now?
You have to hope Turf Titans are going to throw the ball and have some incompletes if you're the Cavs. If you're Turf Titans here, just get some easy completions. They have some run formations too. Maybe they do like a run formation to let the clock run. You don't want to have you don't want any incompletes here. You want to make sure every pass is completed and run off some clock. So you have the
Lola
drag
with the
here.
ball. She is sacked by Charlotte Susi. She is looking to see if there was a flag about a potential holding. No call was made, but a sack was made.
To be honest, that's probably the best situation that happened. She ended up wasting some clock, doing about like a spin around, and the fact that it was a sack, so the time is running. If she ended up throwing that ball away on the ground, we would have been looking at maybe a minute and 5. Now we're dropping it down to 40 seconds, and
Cavaliers called a timeout.
they called a timeout to 18 seconds later.
Yes,
they wasted timeout.
That was 18 seconds that we wonder why was there no timeout.
Yeah, they might as well have just would have ran the clock and then called it after the next play. It would have been such a better situation for them.
Is it possible perhaps that they thought that with the sack the time was stopped, but like the clock was evidently rolling as soon as the sack by Charlotte Susi was made?
Yeah, so it seems like they did call a timeout before. I think the ref just didn't see, so it seems like they're adjusting some time on the clock. We're looking at 50.8 seconds left. There's not that much time again on the clock. If I believe your Turf Titans, I think you also need this game out because the Cavs used to timeout in the first half. So right now they have 0 timeouts left, and they're down by 5 with 50 seconds left. So I believe they could just knee this down and call it a game if they're smart enough. Some teams don't realize that you could knee and the clock could run out, and they do kind of play it out. So hopefully for the Turf Titans, they do realize that you could just knee the ball and just win this game compared to trying to compared to trying to do something crazy and not waste the clock.
Exactly. There's on the clock. There's 50 seconds. As you said, Kwesi, they could really knee out the clock, but the question is, do they know that they could?
Yeah. So here they go.
It looks like Laura does know that, and she does take a knee. Clock is running, or should be running.
Yeah.
And that was a smart play.
Yeah, so they should have did that the first play. Also, the Cavs kind of unfortunate. They did waste a couple seconds on not calling a timeout right away. Those 10 extra seconds would have helped because it would have came to the point where Turf Titans would have about maybe 5 or 6 seconds left on the 4th down where they would have to play it out. So unfortunately, they didn't. Now they actually could have a rusher come right away.
Yep. So Ronaldo was under center, pitched it back to Lorrain, keeping the clock running with the rush.
Yeah, so we're looking at 4th down here. The time is going to expire. Turf Titans do have to run a play here, unless they want to call it. But a play should get run out since it's the last play of the game.
Just take a knee here.
Yeah, they should be able to take a knee here, and the game should be end.
Yeah, Lorrain or ref blew it up. So Turf Titans defeat Cavaliers 13-8 for the inaugural Division C Women's Championship. Kwesi, like you said at the beginning of the game, very defensive.
Yeah, exactly. We got to see an interception. We got to see a safety in the second half. We got to see 2 really good defenses kind of adjust. I got to give a shout out to the Cavs. They came in this game. It was 7-0. They made a huge defensive stop. They end up scoring, end up getting a safety, end up scoring. But again, Turf Titans kind of battled back. They came down with a huge stop, huge interception as well to kind of get the game back to momentum. And then their offense was able to seal it and end the game.
Honestly, for Cavaliers, again, not the outcome you're looking for, but look, they went into Winter 2025 in Women's 2 with a 1-8 record. So flipping that to an 8-2 record coming into spring in Women's C, that is something where you kind of have to look at where it's progress. They're prepping for the CJEP season starting soon. So how do you feel that, like, where they can move on to the next season?
No, it's a great job for the Cavaliers. Again, this is all for practice for them. Coming in the leagues like this is to try to get their team better for their season, right? So, again, coming for them, this is perfect. As we said before, they went into Co-Ed 2, finishing 1-2-8. I think you said, or 1-8 or 1-9. The fact that they're able to go to Women's C, something more around their levels, get into a finals, and lose the way they did, all props to them.
So again, we talked about, especially with Cavaliers winning 62-0 against Humboldt in the semifinals, whereas Turf Titans only won 19-6. With that being said, they win this finals 13-8. They were able to say anything to the Nay haters with winning 4 key awards. And at the end of it, they're able to win their inaugural Division C
Yeah.
Women's Championship.
Yeah, great job from Turf Titans. Again, remember, they allowed 7 points in the semis and only 8 points in the finals. So their defense is something that kind of shown them why they're this good, and it's also the reason why they had 4 All-Stars. They won the defensive player of the year and two-way player of the year. So their defense did a great job, and they showed everyone why they had 4 All-Stars all year long after winning this championship title.
Yeah, with Turf Titans with the championship, and now we're bringing it down to Jeff Rosenblatt to present
Trust
the,
me. It's good. I'm gonna ask
and
you,
the
how does it feel
banner
to win your
for
first
Turf
FPF
Titans.
championship?
Yeah, so again, Turf Titans are women's
You can just
C
say great.
champions,
100%.
your first
100%.
women's C champions,
exactly.
actually. So congrats to them. And then again, as we said before, we're going to bring it down to Jeff, and he's going to announce the MVP and also give out the trophy for them.
Thanks, Brent. I'm here with the Spring 2025 Women's 3 champs, the Turf Titans, with Captain Kira. Kira, how does it feel to win your first championship at FPF?
It feels absolutely amazing. I couldn't be prouder of my team. They did a fantastic job tonight.
Oh, as you can see, we got Captain Kira, who's very proud of her team. We have an MVP to award for this game. Is there Rafaela? Are you here somewhere? Come here. I think Rafaela had 11 catches with a touchdown today, if I'm have my stats correct. Shout out MVP to the quarterback. Tremendous game. So, Rafaela, quick question before you go celebrate with your team. What does it feel like to be the MVP of Turf Titans' first championship game?
It feels amazing. I know I couldn't have done it without my amazing team.
That is a very good answer from the Turf Titans MVP. We have our Women's 3 Turf Titans champs for Spring 2025. I think this is a team to look out for in the future. So FPF Women's Divisions, beware. We got the champs here. Back to you in the booth, Brent.
There you go.
Perfect. So congratulations to Turf Titans. It looks like MVP was given to number 21, Rafaela Rinaldi, as she had 2 touchdowns for Turf Titans there.
Yeah, well deserved. Again, she showed it all year. It's the reason why she won Receiver of the Year. Even today, when they needed a big catch, she's the one that did it. Even the start off the game too, she made big catches, and she kind of basically showed why she's the Receiver of the Year.
And for Cavaliers, again, heartbreaking loss. They do look forward to their CJEP season, but what's next perhaps in the FPF world, do you think, for them?
I think maybe they do go back to their co-ed. I think they go back to women's, maybe B. I'm not sure how many teams for women's C, but I think they're a bit too good for women's C for next season to say. I know they usually come back in the winter time, so I think a division C or Division B or Division 2 women's for them. One thing is also you have to realize that they always have new rosters for CJEP teams and stuff like that, so you don't always get the same crew. But I think they have a young team this year, so I think next step for them would be for women's B and to show everyone, or women's B or women's 2, to kind of show everyone what they're all about.
And for Turf Titans, again, winning a championship, the inaugural Divisions Women's C championship. I think I looked over and they are coming back in the fall, but in Women's B. Do you think that's the right jump for them?
Yeah, I think it is right to jump for them. Again, they're going to have to learn somehow. After you win a Division C title, as they did, they probably and have the most, like, they had the best record. They kind of did a clean sweep for all the awards as well. So why not try to go for B? Why not try to do the same thing in B? And why not try to improve and play versus better teams going down the line, right? Because as we both know, you're also a player that started in a lower division. You want to try to get better. You want to play versus better competition. And I think the first step to do is to drop that level.
Exactly. And it looks like for a lot of their players, again, we talked about it earlier, winning 4 straight, clean sweeping the awards. Are these 4 ladies are actually get more recognition from the higher division teams? I'll be like, look, they won a championship in Women's C, and perhaps whether it's Kim Law Lorraine, Rafaela Rinaldi, Samora, or perhaps Kira or Erlin. Are these women going to be able to get recruited to these top division women's B or women's A teams potentially in the future?
Yeah, that's the reason why you kind of want to go play in better divisions, to get recruited and to get the next steps. The hardest thing to do is kind of to get on a better team or try to make that level of step. So if you're able to kind of show yourself like, oh yeah, well, we come from C and now we're playing on B, more people are kind of looking at you and you're getting more the respect that you're going to earn.
Exactly. And right now we just finished the Women's C finals. Inaugural Women's C champions were Turf Titans. I think right after this we have our final game of the night, which is between a co-ed 2 matchup between Block Party and
Purple Blood.
Purple
Yeah,
Blood.
that's exactly it. So you hear it first here. We have our first Women's C champions for FBF. So that's also something that's pretty cool. The fact that it's our first year for Women's C, so they get their first title. So congrats to them again. Congrats to you ladies.
And again, tomorrow we're back starting at noon. All the FPF divisions are basically starting up with their finals, starting at 12 p.m., going all the way to the last kickoff at 10 p.m. Eastern in Brossard at the CN Complex. If you have time, honestly, tomorrow, watching flag between the men, women, or the co-ed divisions, we have the best competition, the best men, the best women athletes playing flag. And honestly, we've had a great show for tonight.
Yeah, it's an amazing show. I think that's it.